Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I am sharing my top 5 foods to eat to help improve your gut health. So I really wanted to make this video because when you are struggling with your digestion and trying to figure out what to eat in order to help improve it, it can be really difficult and confusing. So I wanted to make this video to help kind of address some of those concerns. In case you are new here, hello and welcome. My name is Marissa and I am a pharmacist and health coach, and I make videos all about gut health, understanding it and how to improve it. And I also share recipes and different wellness tips. So if those are topics that you are interested in, then I would love it if you could subscribe to my channel. Okay, so before I go ahead and get started, I just want to say, just like I mentioned in the Understanding Gut Health series videos, that everybody is different. What helps one may not help another. Maybe you have an allergy or a food sensitivity to something that I'm going to mention in today's video, so just make sure you choose your foods accordingly. And this video is really just meant to help bring some more information to this topic and help you in the process of, improving your gut health. So let's go ahead and get started with food number 1. Okay, so food number 1 is fermented foods. And some examples of this include yogurt, kefir, kombucha, sauerkraut, kimchi, tempeh, stuff like that. Out of all of the foods that I'm going to mention in this video today, I believe that the fermented foods are actually one of the most important, if not the most important thing to start maybe including into your diet if you are not doing so already. The reason for that is because these foods are the easiest, the most convenient, and actually the cheapest way of actually getting healthy probiotic bacteria into your body. Now, you could be eating a very healthy diet, but if you are not actively or daily or regularly intaking those healthy probiotic bacteria, and your gut microbiome is out of balance, maybe due to excessive stress, which we all experience, and maybe just prior or current antibiotic use, then regardless of how healthy you are eating, if you are not replenishing that good supply of bacteria, then your digestion is not going to be as optimal as it could be. So eating these fermented foods, again, is going to help you supply and replenish the healthy probiotic bacteria in your digestive tract, and that is going to support a very healthy gut microbiome, which is a collection of bacteria and fungi and other microbes within your digestive tract that help your body in various ways. They play a huge role in your digestion, of course, but they also play a huge role in your hormonal health and your immune health, as well as your mental health. Additionally, the fermentation process that these foods undergo also help to create different vitamins and enzymes to help with the digestion of those foods, and actually to make their nutrients more bioavailable, which ultimately just means that it is easier for our body to absorb those nutrients so that we can use them in various other areas of our body. So just a couple tips or considerations to think of when you are trying to start adding fermented foods into your diet if you are not eating them already is, 1, if you're not eating them, consume them in small quantities at first, and then if you would you can gradually increase how much you're eating as time goes on. The reason is that if you eat too much of them too quick, because of all those bacteria that are there, you may experience a little digestive discomfort like bloating or diarrhea. So just go ahead and start with a little bit at first, and then you can always increase it later on. Okay, so tip number 2 is that you can, of course, make your own fermented foods like sauerkraut or pickles in the comfort of your own home, but it is a process and can take several weeks to do. So you may just want to buy it from the grocery store, and that's okay as well. But you do want to be kind of cautious or conscious of the products that you are picking up or potentially going to buy. If your ultimate goal is to make sure that you are getting in the healthy probiotic bacteria into your body. So there are certain things like pickles or sauerkraut, just for example, that include in the ingredient list vinegar, which is fine if you just want to eat it for the actual taste or the flavor of the food. But if you're looking to get healthy probiotic bacteria, the vinegar presence kind of tells you that there is no bacteria in that product. So you want to look for something that either says that it was made with a brine, which is salt and water, or somewhere on the label that it says fermented or naturally fermented. And tip number 3 is to watch out for sugar content. So for example, a very popular and my personal favorite fermented food is yogurt. Now, when you go to the dairy part of your grocery store, you will see like a wall of yogurt. There's so many. There's different flavors and there's all these different ways you can have it. So you can have regular yogurt, Greek yogurt, Icelandic yogurt. You can have different, flavors. Sometimes they have like added toppings and stuff. Like, they're very creative, these companies, when they are creating yogurt. But you do want to watch out for the sugar content. So I know that there's a lot of fun flavors out there, but if you turn the container around and you look at the ingredient list and the nutrition facts label, you are most likely going to see added sugar if it is a flavored yogurt. Now, if you're just buying plain yogurt, then you're not going to have this problem, which is, something that you could do. But ultimately, if you are buying a flavored yogurt, go ahead and turn it around, look at the nutrition label and look for sugar. It is very, very shocking that a lot of yogurts have a significant amount of sugar in them. And in my professional opinion, it is just way too much sugar to be eating in like a single snack, which is usually when you're eating yogurt or even for breakfast. I have seen some yogurts go all the way up to like 28 or 29 grams of sugar. And then if you're adding like granola that you bought at the grocery store, which has added sugar in it, by the way, and fruit, then the amount of sugar in there is just going to go up even more. So that is just something to be conscious of and cautious of, because it can throw off your blood sugar levels, which is not really what we want. But another thing is that too much sugar can actually be quite taxing on your digestive tract, which we'll talk about more in a future video. But it's just something to kind of keep in mind. And a good way to compare some of these yogurts is that if you look at like a regular sized milk chocolate bar, that is like 22 or 24 grams of sugar in it. So just to kind of like keep things in perspective. So I will typically look for something maybe with like 11 grams of sugar or less, just somewhere in that ballpark. The best thing to do would probably be to buy plain yogurt, and then you can just add your own sweetener to it. So you can add like honey, the natural like pure maple syrup. You could add in fresh fruit. Like, you can get creative with it. So those are my top 3 tips that I'm going to share in this video, but I actually shared a couple more in my blog post, which I will leave the link for down below. Moving on now to food number 2, which is bone broth, which is like a really fancy and trendy term for just old-fashioned soup. It's got tremendous flavor, and it's also very comforting and soothing on your GI tract. So what makes bone broth such a gut healthy and friendly food that you may want to start considering adding into your diet is that you are cooking your soup or the broth for hours, and you are including the bones and connective tissue of the chicken or the turkey or whatever it is that you are trying to make. And when it's cooking for hours, the minerals and the nutrients that are present in the bones and the connective tissue will go into the broth, and that is what you will ultimately intake into your body. So you have like amino acids such as like proline, glycine, glutamine. You have minerals like calcium, magnesium, phosphorus. There's also iron in there, and these are actually pretty easy for your body to absorb into your bloodstream. And additionally, if you add like other ingredients into your soup, like carrots, celery, parsley, kale, like whatever it is, you're gonna get those nutrients as well. So it's really like a big pot of just like nutrients to help you and your body, specifically your gut. It's going to help repair the gut lining. It's very soothing on your GI tract. So if you are having trouble eating things because everything's kind of making your stomach feel very irritated, then try giving this soup or this bone broth a try, because it can be very, again, soothing. Okay, so now moving on into food number 3, and that is vegetables. So vegetables are great for your gut for a variety of reasons. They are loaded with antioxidants that help protect your body against free radicals, and that can cause oxidative stress, which promotes inflammation in your gut, which is something that we don't want. They are also filled with fiber that help to assist and support the motility of the GI tract, just to kind of help make sure that everything that needs to be excreted will be excreted and that you won't be like constipated. Another thing that is good with vegetables is that they help serve as prebiotics because of their fiber content for the healthy gut bacteria that is present within your large intestine, and they help them do their thing. I will say though that if you are like actively struggling with your digestion, meaning you have like reflux symptoms or gas or bloating or just something that's just really causing you discomfort right now, try to cook your vegetables a little bit. You could saute them, steam them, or even roast them, or you could even just like cook them for a long time and just put them in the bone broth. Some of my favorites are like carrots, celery, parsley, kale, zucchini, yellow squash. You can even put in some bell peppers, stuff like that. And what happens when you cook the vegetables is that the cooking process will help to break down some of the fiber content within those veggies, and it makes it a lot easier for you to digest and therefore absorb. So food number 4 is coconut. Now, coconut is a controversial food within the medical and nutrition communities because of its saturated fat content. But it does have a lot of different health benefits that can be very beneficial for you when you are trying to improve your gut health. So it is antimicrobial, it is antifungal, it is antiparasitic, thanks to the medium chain fatty acids that are present. It has anti-inflammatory potential, and it may even help you support your immune system. Plus, it is pretty easy for your gut to digest as well, so you may want to consider adding this one into your diet within moderation. So there is a lot of different coconut products on the market these days. We have coconut milk, there's coconut oil, there's coconut water, there's coconut meat, which is like shredded coconut or coconut flakes. Coconut water has various electrolytes like sodium, potassium, and magnesium, which is good to help replenish if you are experiencing a lot of diarrhea. And then the coconut meat is a good source of fiber, which again is just going to help support GI motility as well as help promote a healthy gut microbiome. And last but not least, food number 5 is foods that have high quality protein and fat in them. So consuming these foods is beneficial for your gut health because 1, they help to keep you full longer. A lot of times when we are experiencing maybe bloating or gas or maybe some acid reflux symptoms, most likely what we would reach for is simple carbohydrates like saltines, bread, pasta, rice, because we feel like in the moment it's going to help us to kind of mitigate or lessen some of the symptoms that we're experiencing. And although it may help us temporarily in the moment, long term it actually can make the problems worse because it's going to negatively affect our gut microbiome. And another reason why these foods are beneficial for your gut health is because some of them include omega-3 fatty acids that help to reduce inflammation within your body. And this is important because a lot of diseases are inflammatory based. So some examples of foods that have omega-3s in them include wild-caught salmon, we have walnuts, ground flax seeds, grass-fed beef, and then some other examples of foods that have high-quality protein and fats in them are like coconut oil, butter made from grass-fed cows, organic chicken, or even pasture-raised eggs. Alrighty, you guys, so those are my top 5 foods to eat to help improve your gut health. I hope that you enjoyed this video and learned a lot. If you want to see more information, then don't forget to click the link down below to my blog post. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, give this video a big thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.